Hi everyone! What we're going to do with our knowledge of tints and shades is create an ice cream cone. This one I did with crayons and watercolors. If you don't have watercolors, I'm going to show you how to do this with regular marker as well. So let's get started. So you're going to need your pencil, and you're going to need one piece of white paper and some crayons. Okay, next time we'll talk about the watercolor as well. So what we're going to do with our paper first is we're going to take it and we're going to fold it in half so that it's halfway up and down vertical. And then we're going to fold it in half the other direction as well so that we have 4 squares, or sorry, rectangles. Each of these rectangles is going to have a different part of the ice cream cone. So 3 of them will have scoops of ice cream and 1 of them will have the cone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my lines so you can see where they are. Makes it easier. And to get the ice cream cone shape, that kind of cartoony shape, we're going to start with a circle. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, so each one is going to start with a circle. So let's draw 3 circles, just like this. Okay? Then to make that little scoopy part underneath, we're going to draw more circles, overlapping circles. So they're going to overlap a little bit, just along the bottom here. I'm doing 4, maybe this one has 3, it's a little smaller. There we go. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to erase what we don't need. So inside here, I do not need this line anymore. And I don't need all of these parts up top here either. It almost looks like popcorn as well, which you could do. Okay? And then down here in this other rectangle, we're going to draw the cone. You could draw a different kind of cone. I'm going to draw the triangle cone just to make it simple. Then pick your flavor. You could do all different kinds of flavors. I'm going to choose green to make it like a mint flavor. This one I chose just reds to make it look like strawberry. And I'm going to show you how to make the highlight and all of these so it looks like it's curved, so it looks like this is lighter and this is darker with just layering. So first, just to make sure that I can see my lines, I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to overlap. I'm going to trace over my pencil. And then if you want to have things like sprinkles on top of them, you could do that with the crayon. I'm going to get my brown crayon and I'm going to do my cone down here. And while I have my brown crayon, whoops, I'm also going to do that texture. And I'm going to kind of curve them a little. So I have that texture on that cone as well. You could add chocolate to it to make it look like a chocolate dipped cone. It's really up to you. So that's the only part I need the crayon, the green crayon for. Now, if I want to have that highlight, I'm going to take a white crayon and I'm going to push really hard just up here on that curved area. I know you can't really see it, but I'm pushing really hard and I'm doing like a curved line, just to give it that highlight, that kind of cartoony highlight there. Get rid of this pencil line. I'm going to add some sprinkles. Actually, I'm going to add just some chocolate sprinkles. Let me get my brown again. Almost looks like mint chocolate chip. Getting that time of year where ice cream will be a nice cool treat to have. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do one of these with watercolor if you have it. I'm going to show you how to do one of these with markers. They have to be the washable markers. Crayola and Rose Art usually have washable markers. And I'm going to show you how to do one of these with just crayons. So let's do the crayon one first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same green and I'm going to very lightly color the entire, going around that white spot. I'm going to color the entire ice cream super lightly, and notice I'm curving with the shapes. To make it look dimensional, like it has 3 dimensions. Okay, curving this way a little bit too. And then I'm going to leave this area at the top light, but I'm going to go back over and press a little bit harder. Think back to when we did the pumpkins and we overlapped. So that makes it a little darker. I'm going to do it again with another layer. And this time I'm curving the opposite direction. And you could try all 3 if you have all of the materials to do that. So there's one version with just crayons, and you could even go back and make it a little bit darker in some areas. Okay, now the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it with marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to go around these curves where the shadow would be, where it would be the darkest. And I'm going to add that here too. You will need water for this. So now I'm going to take my brush, and remember we hold it like a pencil. She goes on her tippy toes. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some water. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. And it turns into like a watercolor technique. And you want to remember to curve with the shape. So what I'm doing is I'm making it go a little bit lighter at the top. Okay, so there's another way you can do it with just marker and water and crayons. Okay, and the last way I'm going to do it is I'm going to show you how to do it with watercolor, actual watercolor. So if you have those, you can do this. And again, you could try this with paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just water at the top here. Just water. And then I'm going to start adding layers. So we want the lightest area at the top. That's why I added that water on top. And then, remember, you can always get darker, especially with paints. It's harder to take watercolor away. So you'll have to figure out how to spread it around if it gets too dark in one spot. Again, I'm working my way dark to light, trying to keep those layers separate. And I'm going to go back with another layer in these to darken these areas. And I'm barely touching the brush to the paper. And remember, the crayon is going to make a barrier around the ice cream scoop. Okay? So there's 3 different ways you can do it. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do the cone. We're going to do I'm just going to do it with the watercolor because I have my brush out. And you would do it the same way that we did the ice cream itself. So you want it to be dark in one area. Keep in mind, the highlight is in the same space in all of the ice creams. So I want the highlight, the lightest part, to be on the same spot on the cone too. So I'm going to make it darker here. Add a little bit of water to my brush to bring up that brown so it's not quite so dark up here. Just a little bit. Okay, and then next time I see you, we'll cut them out and we'll glue them together. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and show me your progress on our Flipgrid or email it to me as well. Okay, I hope you guys have fun. Bye.